What does 2024 look like in the housing market? We're going to talk about it on Today in Mortgages. Hey, what's up, Dreammakers? Welcome back to the show. We're talking about what's real, what's hype, and what you should actually be paying attention to out there in the world of mortgage and real estate news. It's Today in Mortgage, and we're going to do a little future casting, looking forward to 2024 today. And Rich Jefferson is here with me to do it because he's the expert. Isn't that right, Rich?
Well, I'm definitely the expert at covering good news.
That's what we hope to bring with us in the next year. 2024 will hopefully be much better than 2023. And we're looking at an article today that agrees with that. And we pulled this article from National Association of Realtors. And basically what it's saying is that sales will rise next year. So, Rich, tell me a little bit about the numbers that we're looking at here, and then we'll get into your thoughts on that.
Well, Lawrence Young is the chief economist for National Association of Realtors, and he's come out with his predictions based on his data on where we're going to be. And what he's saying is by the spring buyer's market, we're going to be in the 6 to 7% on interest rates, which is great. I'd sign a deal right now for 6% interest rates if they just stayed there. Like, it would be great for us. It's a good, healthy interest rate. Obviously, I'd like to see lower too, but 6% makes my ears perk up. Also, they're talking about a 15% bump in home sales. So that's great news too, because we need properties bad.
Yeah, so Rich, we're looking at these numbers. These are, I won't say super rosy, but there's a lot of things that go into these numbers. And so we'll start with the interest rate that you mentioned first, 6 to 7%. How realistic do you think that is by spring? Let's just call it April, May.
I think it's very realistic. If you just take the data this week alone and what's happening to interest rates, we've got the CPI numbers came in softer than expected. The PPI numbers came in softer than expected. Unemployment, unfortunately, is rising, which is obviously part of the economy slowing down, and that's helping interest rates. So we've seen, 75 basis points improvement, maybe a scotch more this week alone. That can happen. Figure, 100 basis points equals roughly an eighth to a quarter in interest rate. So we're seeing almost a quarter reduction this week alone. We could definitely be there by spring.
Awesome. Well, the other thing was 15% more sales, and that requires more homes to come on the market, Rich. So
Right.
How are we doing on inventory outlook for that as far as existing home sales and new build home sales?
Well, new build, they have a great future. They need to build more homes quicker, faster. But they're doing it. They're just not building them in big chunks. They're protecting themselves and kind of building, 15, 20 homes at a time. But they'll continue to build. That'll be great. But Michael, there's a lot of sellers, anxious sellers. They do want to sell and buy a new property. It's just the interest rates have kind of slowed the roll there. They want to sell it at the high. Like they believe that here's where we are. This might be the high. I don't think so. I think the demand may drive sales prices up a little bit more, especially if we get into that 6% rate, because those sellers, those anxious sellers, they're going to be coming to the market once rates seem to have normalized. Right now we're elevated. That's, 8% is high. 6%, now you're starting to see sellers go, okay, that sounds better. And they start to move and they bring their properties and list them, and we put a new mortgage on it with a new buyer.
Yeah, so you're saying that people will be more willing to sell because they know that that next home that they're going to be purchasing is going to be at a lower interest rate than they can get today. And so all those people who've been waiting to sell so that they don't have to buy right now will come off the sidelines. That will bring more homes online into inventory and hopefully support the numbers that we're seeing in this article today. So this is all good news. I think, like you said, the financial reports that came out, CPI, PPI, those things looked good. You mentioned unemployment, and also I think temporary hiring is going to be down this holiday season, according to a lot of the big retailers. And we've seen kind of the same thing in the service industry. So, Rich, before we say anything else about this, I just want to thank you for your insight into this. Always great to hear, like you said, from the expert on good news. Guys, if you're out there listening and you want to get even more content like this and coaching like this from Rich and our other experts here at the network, click on the Grow link below. We'll tell you all about how you can become a part of the best network in mortgages at Network Funding. So, Rich, before we sign off today, any more thoughts about this or other economic data that points to a little bit nicer 2024 for us?
Everything is pointing to a nicer 2024. It's still going to be tough, but it's going to be better. And for me, that's all I'm looking for. It's just better.
And Rich, when the going gets tough, what happens?
We get going.
The tough
That's
get going. And we got to be tough in this market to win. So you guys reach out to us to learn more about the network and how you can get going and be tough in 2024. Thanks so much for watching, listening, wherever you're at today. We appreciate you, and we'll see you next time on Today in Mortgages. Today in Mortgages is produced by Network Funding LP, which is an equal housing lender, NMLS 2297. The content of this program is meant to be a commentary on mortgage and real estate news, and any discussion of rates and or products should not be taken as an individual mortgage or home buying advice or pricing estimates. And any commentary on this show should not be considered a promise to make a loan. All applicants for a loan must qualify, and you should consult a professional regarding your individual loan scenarios for your financial situation. Visit our website at nflp.com/licenses for all state licensing and other legal information.